listen, I haven't posted a couple days. It was Father's Day, bro. My dad pulled up, my mom pulled up. We went fishing with my father-in-law and my brother-in-law yesterday with me and my dad with the boys. We went fishing, bro. Caught hella fish. Only was four that were savable. Got some fucking uh some mangrove snappers, bro. You know, type shit. And a redfish in a drum. But like we caught like hella fish. We just couldn't only save. But like, dude, I've made so many. Bro, let me put you all on some game. This is some banging shit. I'll listen. I made plenty. I made a couple videos about like learning how to forgive my father, like learning how to forgive my father. You know, all that type of shit. And I feel like for my whole life, in my adult life, I've had so much anger towards my father. You know what I mean? Which is how I was raised in a certain way. But when you have anger towards your father, you your biggest fear is becoming your father. Then you realize that you're becoming your father, and you're like fuck. And then you get deeper into shame because you're like holy fucking shit, I'm becoming my dad. But it's like, but there's something blinding about always about perceiving your father. This is your mother. I don't know how it is for women. Maybe it's women and their mothers, men and their fathers. But I don't know. I don't know how it is, but like there's something about like when you put the when you view your father in a bad light and all you could think about is all the bad shit that happened and why and, you know him he should have treated you better or like you know all the fucked up or like the ways in which you know the only emotion he was allowed out was anger and he's just lashing out at the kids, you know, and all this type of shit. And you're like you just view him such in a negative light and like you don't it takes a while for you to see like holy shit this guy's just a dude, bro, and he's actually like clutching up. He's probably fucking this guy's probably the most depressed person I know, and he's like literally holding it down for the family, you know, in so many ways, right? He's bearing he's you know carrying the burden of all this, like doing so much for the family, yet everybody hates him, bro. Like holy when you get to that point you're like holy fucking shit. But all throughout you know later in high school and then all throughout college, like I just view my dad so badly. I fucking hated this guy, bro. And then when you add in politics to the situation and like, because a lot of these, you know, my dad's like old, not old. He's like, he's turning 60 this year, bro. He's this conservative dude that like, bro, I'm gonna start tearing up on this video, bro. I don't know why. I'm gonna start crying right now. But like, he's this guy that just, he grew up you know, in Florida, but then his parents got divorced and he stayed and when my grandpa he's Italian, so my grandpa went back to Jersey and his whole town was Italians, right? Like he's grown in a certain way around real fucking real type of shit, right? And like they have all the and my grandpa was a very had very certain views. I mean that was why they got divorced. I mean in some way, but he just like was a certain way and he had certain views and he was very conservative man and he died when he was like 60. He died at the age that my dad is now. When you think about that shit, it's fucking nuts, right? But he died pretty young, 65, 60, and you're just like man my dad grew up in such a way, bro. He had no parents essentially like that. Like he grew up mad fucking poor, super fucking poor. He lived in a trailer home. He always jokes about how all like he don't really talk about his past much, but when he does it's always like the most like you're like damn holy fucking shit, you know. And it's like like the last like 8 years, man, like since I was 18 probably the 8 years, like I've just like had this hatred towards him because I'm like, man, he's exactly why I'm the way I am. He's why I have anger, man. Why didn't he teach me how to be emotionally vulnerable? Why didn't he teach me how to like talk about my feelings? Why didn't he teach me like how to work hard on certain things, how to do this, how to do that? Like all he did was yell at me and I don't know, just to teach me a lot of anger, teach me to keep things in, teach me to be stoic but not really stoic because you're just harboring anger and the only way that you can release things is through anger. And it's like, man, as I get older, it's like, fuck, man. The reason he didn't teach me those things is because he didn't know those things, bro. He he matured a lot from his grandfather, but there's levels to this shit, right? And I've matured a lot from what he gave me. You know, he overcame some generational trauma because even when like my sister, you guys don't know this, my sister's trans, bro. My sister's trans, and it's been very hard on my father. But if it, but he's done so much better than you could even imagine. That like with the situation, like and that was my father's first son. You know what I mean? Now daughter, but like my grandpa couldn't tolerate that shit. So I got to give kudos to him in certain ways. But it's like he came and bro, I'm gonna start tearing up, bro. It's like he came and we went fishing and it's just like this guy. and he's still a kid in a lot of ways. You know, he's a kid in a lot of ways. He's being quiet. He's like he just keeps up. He kept like doing something. He's like, I'm so sorry. He kept apologizing to my brother-in-law for like having to get to rehook the shit, or to rehook his line, or to like, like fucking up the casting or whatever it is. Like, and he asked me for help with like setting the bait, because because it was live bait, and he kind of doesn't like fucking with live bait, or like even something small like going to Publix and like ordering a sub. Like he gets really like, he doesn't like ordering stuff because he gets kind of like anxious about it, right? He has really bad anxiety, and it's like seeing this guy who I was like seeing as this person, that this angry adult that's just like this full of fiery rage, and now I'm just like, this is just a kid, you know what I mean? And I gotta reparent him. Like I gotta make sure he's okay. I gotta tell him like, you know, I gotta validate him. There's something about that. And the reason I want to cry is like, he's done so much that I gave no credit for. He's been at the same job for almost 30 years. You know what I mean? But in that job, he's given us like the insurance needed to take care of all of us, to take care of my mom. To take care of my mom during her cancer treatments and all that type of shit. Like he's really been the stabilizing force in the family in so many ways. And like, just I don't know, like, and being with my mom through all of it, there's probably so many nights that my mom was crying, because for 2 years she didn't know what was wrong with her, and the doctors weren't taking her seriously, and then she ended up having like her breast cancer return, but before that, like, just so many nights, he even shared with me, he's like, yeah, dude, like this time last year, I found your mom like in the shower, she was like bawling, crying, like screaming, crying, because she's like, what's wrong with me? And all I could tell her was like, yeah, you're okay, it's just asthma, because that's what at the time they thought it was. But it wasn't that. It was, she had fucking fluid, and so much fluid in her lungs. But like, him just like doing all this, and so much. I've had so much anger towards him over politics, and then it's like we had a political conversation recently, and I was like, he's like, dude, I don't care about any of that anymore. He's like, it's the same shit every time. He's like, it's just splitting the people, it's dividing the people. He's like, I don't care, as long as mom's healthy, as long as my kids are making good decisions, as long as my money's going up, I don't care. He's like it's just all bullshit. And like, I don't know, dude. It's like, how could I have had I've had so much anger, and now we're fishing together. Now it's like I want to go on vacation with this guy. Now it's like, let's go golfing together. Because he's just a kid, and I've treated him like, man, it's getting me. It's like, and I know a lot of people can like relate to this, where it's just like you treat your father like such a villain. It's like, imagine his position. Like, he grew up in the fucking 80s, bro. He grew up a certain way in the north, in an Italian place. Like, he grew up how he grew up, and he's come so far. Yet his children hate him, and his children don't want to speak to him. And he's just trying to hold it down. He's just trying to like keep it together. He's trying not to fucking kill himself. You know what I mean? Like, for real. And it's like, you do all this and your children hate you. Like, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine me doing everything I know that I know now, like doing everything I can to like raise my children right. And then they get to adulthood and they just fucking hate me. They don't call me. They don't talk to me. They don't text me. I feel like they don't want my advice. They don't look towards me for anything. And yeah, some of it is his fault, but like, still, man, it's like, that's so dark. That's so dark, man. Like, people don't have fathers. My friend Jamil, bro, his father wasn't even in his life growing up. And now he's like being there for his daughter. Like, there's something about that. And like, it's like, so many people don't even have dads, you know what I mean? So many people's fathers aren't present. And like, my father was present. He was at every soccer game. He was like everywhere. He sacrificed everything, even when he was mad, even when he was upset. He's bringing me to shit. And like, I just fucking had so much resentment towards him for so long, because of a lot of it has to do with leftist propaganda. A lot of it has to do with political strife. A lot of it has to do with fucking all this bullshit, where you just like, oh, my father's a piece of shit because of his beliefs. It's like, but my dad's not like a fucking like racist guy. My dad's not even a transphobe. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my dad literally has a transgender daughter, and it's taken a long time, but like, my dad's the type of guy where like, he'll save anyone's life, bro. He's had, even in recent times, bro, he saved like 3 people's lives. White Rob, it don't matter the color of the skin. It doesn't matter man, woman. It doesn't matter when he wants to say. Like, dude, he is so scared of flights, and this is not crazy. He's so scared of flying, But the reason he won't take a Xanax or he won't like take a drink or he won't do any of that is because he's like, I need to be alert in case anything happens. Like, what is he talking about? You know what I mean? Like that's the type of guy he is, you know? And he just cares for my mom. And like when all this shit was happening in January, I never seen my dad cry in my life. I've never seen that guy cry in my life, but he broke down multiple times. And like, I called my sister up. I said, we need to go. You need to fly down now. We need to go now. Mom's in the hospital. We need to go. And my dad broke down like to my sister, to me many times, bro. And he was just so grateful that we came. It's like, damn, we set a precedent that we weren't going to come because we're fucking shitty children. I don't know, bro. Love your dads. That's all I'm saying, bro. Love your fucking dads. They're harsh, bro. Dads grew up in a lot in real serious in real fucked up situations. Dads from conservative household. They just grew up a certain way, bro. And they've seen it all. They've seen Vietnam. They've seen fucking the Gulf Wars. They've seen 9/11, bro. They've seen everything, bro. They've seen everything. Like, and for me to think that I know better than him is crazy. I love my dad, man. I fucking love my dad. Sorry. Hopefully one day I can tell him that. I hope that one day we can go on vacation and we can hang out together and we can have like an open conversation. Because like, I think he thinks I hate him. I'm a fucking piece of shit. But I fucking love my dad, bro. I'm sorry, I'm crying, but I love my dad. I miss him, bro. They just left today. They were here since Thursday night. We went fishing on Friday. Today we had dim sum. They never had dim sum before. He golfed with my brother-in-law. Like, I love him, bro. But all right, look at the dog though. But guys, girls, gays, queers, and MZs are now. Everyone have a blessed rest of your day. I'll catch you guys on a beautiful Sunday.